A very good afternoon to you all. Thank you for joining us for the UBC Weekly News Roundup edition of the Lunchtime News. My name is Wadulo Arnold Mark, and I'm going to be taking you for the next 1 hour to give you the stories that made headlines within the week. And we start with none other than as Uganda ushers in the 12th Parliament. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni on Thursday painted a picture of a country on the verge of major economic transformation. Delivering his address at the official opening of Parliament, the President pointed to the anticipated commencement of oil production, ongoing infrastructure investments, and the prevailing peace and stability as key pillars to propel Uganda into middle-income status. He, however, challenged leaders to actively champion wealth creation if the country is to fully realize its economic ambitions.
As he officially opened the first session of the 12th Parliament.
This year, the economy is projected to grow at 6.4%. And the next year, the GDP will grow by 10%, pushing the size of the economy to US$ 80 billion. All this is before the start of the flow of our commercial oil. In the last 15 years alone, the country has added 31 new products to the export basket.
This will be a consolidation of what the country has achieved over the last years, including infrastructure development.
The NRM has struggled to tarmac the core national roads from north at Oraba, Aru, Nimule, and Musingo in the north. These are all linked by tarmac roads. Then the tarmac roads continuous from the north through the Kampala area to Kachitumba, Katuna, Chanika, and Bunagana in the south. The mistake has been by the Ministry of Works to allow these roads to deteriorate, and then we start to doing heavy work afterwards. The new ministers must ensure. I don't want to see what happened to some of the roads like the Fort Portal Road. But there is a story about that Fort Portal Road. There is a story of corruption in that road. I hope the new team will deal with that issue.
This has been achieved with the presence of peace, rule of law, law and order, something which makes Uganda's economic future brighter.
We are revamping the meter gauge railway and building the standard gauge one. We are working with Kenya and Tanzania on the pipelines for the crude petroleum products and for the refined petroleum products. This will move cargo, heavy cargo, away from the roads to the railway, and petroleum products from the roads to the pipeline. In the coming years, we will no longer see tankers on the road, petrol tankers. They should not be on the road.
This will, however, take commitment from other leaders who the president insists must come on board in Uganda's wealth creation agenda.
Therefore, when I hear leaders talking of allowances to reach their people and get them out of poverty, I almost get nausea. I feel like vomiting. If you don't know, when I look at you, the way you do things, I really feel very not pleased, but out of politeness, I've been keeping quiet. But now I'm telling you.
Members of parliament, newly appointed ministers, and other leaders were all present. They listened, took notes, and reacted in affirmative.
The president's message has been consistent. All the time, they comes and shows us videos of people who have done something. I think all of us should wake up as Ugandans, because myself, sometimes I really, think and say, since Mzee started speaking this message and showing these videos, what have I done as a person? If every Ugandan asks himself or herself such a question, I think Uganda can move to another level.
Fortunately enough, our people have come to embrace coffee production. Right now, very many of our farmers have joined and they are doing so well. We are seeing coffee doing so well in northern Uganda, and as a leader, I would like to carry on and encourage our people to continue more so with the 4-acre model.
Our cocoa down there, if given attention, and if the land is properly utilized with more fertilizers, with more everything, like you said, in agriculture is going to add more money, we shall yield.
We are going to work hand in hand with the issuing authority, which is the Uganda Investment Authority, to make sure that process is fast-tracked so that investors are not frustrated and they can acquire these simple licenses that allow them have their business here smoothly.
They expressed confidence in Uganda's economic projection agenda.
If we really fight corruption, the monies that the government is collecting in terms of revenues can grow our country, and we get better roads, and we get better service deliveries in hospitals and also electricity. But above all, we need to work hard.
The revenues that come from our people, the law is very clear. There is a percentage that's supposed to get back to the villages, to the parishes, to clean to refurbish and rehabilitate the roads, a bit of the water wells and the boreholes. This money has to start getting back to the people.
Even when you're in the agriculture sector, you need a good road to take your products to the market. When the road is poor, the fares are higher. When the road is good, the costs go down. So either way, we need to maintain our roads. That has been our biggest challenge as a country.
If we don't work, we don't implement government programs, we don't supervise, we don't inform our mwananchi or our fellow people in where we stay, we are not going to reach that. So this Kisanja, please, there is no more sleeping.
From tourism to commercial agriculture, industrialization to infrastructure development, leaders see a Uganda on the way to economic prosperity. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Thank you very much, Henry Okrut. The Speaker of Parliament, Jacob Maxon Oboth, on Thursday implored the members of Parliament not to disappoint the President's call for wealth creation. Oboth wants MPs to avoid being described as just listeners of the President's message, but rather actors. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, in his State of the Nation address, re-emphasized the term Kisanja, no sleep, showcasing a number of practical examples of wealth creation through calculated agriculture to the MPs.
Following the State of the Nation Address 2026 in Kololo ceremonial grounds, President Yoweri Museveni is apparently against selfish leaders who do not care about the prosperity of their people. The President made the State of the Nation Address practical by showcasing a wide range of examples of the beneficiaries of the repetitive calls on wealth creation.
So therefore, I want the Exos model. I don't want to live in a parish where there are poor people. That's what I told them. I want to go to heaven. I don't want the angels to block me and say, you are an Exosi, you are neighboring the poor people, you kept quiet. So I must tell you, I told them.
The Speaker of Parliament, Jacob Maxson Oboth, described the president as a generational leader whose efforts to wake Ugandans up from the poverty sleep is worth noting. Oboth implored the members of Parliament not to stop at listening to the president, but rather act accordingly.
Let's stand to be counted, to be the members of Parliament who will sleep no more, to be the members of Parliament who will be remembered for waking up ourselves and waking up our people towards the money economy.
The MPs appreciated the president for prioritizing wealth creation through agriculture, especially increasing on the funds channeled to the households through the parish development model.
And really, in addition to that, I would also like to thank His Excellency, the President, that this way around he has emphasized on these people who are just misusing government money, most especially in local government. We have been found that 1 billion has been given to the Ministry of Works up to the local government. But these people who are concerned with the local government, they have just been using this money. So, Muzei,
I already took all our councillors to Mbara to see those 4-acre models with their own eyes and listen with their own ears. When they came back, they are no longer the same. The first thing is mindset change. Having changed their mindset, they are now busy working.
When we become players, we shall drive this economy. And to me, another thing that has not pleased me is the absence of the opposition. Honestly, we come here to serve the country, not to serve our parties. And I think we derive policies from what such things, such events.
The president cautioned leaders who misuse government resources, including funds meant for roads, hence affecting the agricultural value chain.
And he talked about an increase and diversion of money from certain dormant sectors into district roads. And now the people of Lambul, I'm coming to become your chairman of the district of the roads committee. So that if we increase the budget, let us have first priority. Roads is a must, because whether you're going to the hospital, you'll need the road. Whether you're doing trade, it's a road. Whether you're going to school, it's a road.
The civil servants in Uganda form a big force to drive this economy. We talk about the last person in the civil service is the parish chief, I think, where he has emphasized that they should provide the bicycles, but we need to know when are they providing them. Last term, he had promised to have a parish chief have a house in the parish, such that he does not become absent.
The issue of widening the market base has also been emphasized.
And the only way to do the market is through going to the neighbors and opening up to all our neighbors. And then we say, hey, please, I'm here, I'm a good neighbor, I have this, what do you have? You may find that we are seated on potential, a very big potential of markets. Actually, we are surrounded with that big potential of markets. And once we speak to them and we pacify everything, so our market is just enormous.
The famous theme of the full monetization of Uganda's economy accommodates an allocation of 2.493 trillion for the various wealth creation programs, including parish development model of 1.084 trillion. Apparently, Uganda has 10.6 million households holding about 4 people.
So today we had more practical teaching aids, not cosmetic ones.
Daniel Mugoya, UBC News.
Policy in your address.
Suspected Ebola spread in porous districts bordering the Democratic Republic of Congo, like Kagadi, Ntoroko, and Kikube. Many schools have been strictly told to adhere to the standard operating procedures, and non-compliant private schools closed by directors, and non-compliant schools have been arrested.
As a school, we are ready to support you. That's why these teachers are here. They have managed to organize for you this function. A sign that they take care of you.
All that it requires to safeguard the students against Ebola. And we have all the standard operating procedures in place. We have already sensitized the learners on how to prevent the infection. We have put water, soap in many corners of the school.
We spend a lot of money every month on electricity bills. Also, if there could be any way of how government could help us on the electric system, then it would help us to have this school very smoothly. We have also a problem of teachers. The biggest problem we have, or challenge we have, is the teachers.
The RDC and the Chief Administrator and the entire Security Committee decided to enforce and have these schools closed with the DPC Kaga district. The operation was conducted.
Abana bainye kumusatu nebibiri classes ntaito abasomesa teachers bataito muno abasomesa abina na babi instead of kuba nabegisanga kinano bano kusinga so nsaba government ya Uganda office ya president ya prime minister.
In more news, Uganda's newly appointed Chief Justice Flavian Zeija graced the installation ceremony of the 38th President of the Rotary Club of Kololo, Dominique Tumwesije. Upon assuming office, Tumwesije unveiled a transformative agenda focused on expanding humanitarian outreach, particularly for children with hearing impairments and vulnerable orphans in Naguru, Katale.
I don't want to call it the best, but from last time, it was one of the best. That gentleman, together with some of our colleagues, he introduced much earlier. Because we came from university together, and we are still friends. I think that is the friendship that has lasted the longest. Because we came from university together, we married our wives, we cooperated into our association, and we've never separated.
The project for the hearing project, where we are trying to make an intervention to make sure that people who are living with the hearing loss can get an opportunity. And this is not only for the children, but this is for the adults as well. Our experience has shown that adults themselves are prone to hearing loss, and we are helping them to make sure that we intervene in that area because government hasn't given it a lot of attention. The other projects that we are doing are in maternal and child health, and we have a project in Chinoni, another project in Luampara, and another project in Rumino Busia. Rumino Busia, we are building a maternity ward, which we are going to equip, and the money that has been pledged today, we are going to put it to make sure that that maternity ward is completed. But also we are building, in partnership, we are building a maternity ward in Chinoni, which we have already written a global grant for $190,000 US.
We continue to support Hear His Voice in audiology and speech therapy by training and supporting the center and also strengthening the center to do its work. We have supported a young lady who had got banned. In collaboration with Mulago Hospital, we supported the young lady and she has been given plastic surgery and now she can smile. And that's what we can do as Rotarians.
And in terms of my leadership, second, I expect to serve our communities. We've been serving Naguru Katali.
It's a project that we've been delivering over the times at UBC. We've featured quite a number of times, and we expect to still deliver to them and see that we elevate their livelihoods. Served under malaria, and we intend to serve under maternal and child health. We've seen very many cases in Eastern Uganda, and we intend to serve Eastern Uganda since over the time we've seen it in news that Eastern Uganda, it is on record that they have the youngest grandmother, meaning that teenage pregnancy is at its highest in Eastern Uganda. We expect
Bokora East County Member of Parliament Peter Ken Lochap has pledged to work closely with district leaders to improve healthcare services, expand access to permanent water sources for livestock, and strengthen oversight of government programs to curb corruption. Lochap made these remarks during a Thanksgiving ceremony celebrating his re-election to Parliament. He emphasized the need for effective service delivery and sustainable development across the constituency.
Of Bokora is, remember, a bigger position and a percentage of the people you lead today are illiterate. Some of them are poor. You need to stand with courage to defend their rights.
Today, it has been a good Thanksgiving to me because I remember how tough the elections were. But still, the people of Bokora East gave me the mandate to represent them in the 12th Parliament. What we want to do this time, this is in the 12th Parliament, is to advocate for more health services in the district and in the region, to advocate for more water sources. Our biggest problem here in Karamoja is water. And that's why you find the Karamojans move from place to place. Not because there's no grass, because when there's water, permanent water, even the animals can survive on shrubs and on leaves of some of these trees. But because of water, they have to move. So I would like to say we want to take on government together to make sure that we have permanent sources of water in Karamoja.
Issues of corruption under Karamoja docket, Minister of Karamoja Affairs is no more. Under my leadership, I will not tolerate any form of corruption. We are going to raise a red flag on issues of corruption in the office of the Prime Minister. It will never happen under my leadership. The money for Karamoja projects, the money for Karamoja programs should come to Karamoja to deliver services to the people of Karamoja, to fight poverty. There is a lot of poverty in Karamoja, which is about 68%, the highest in the country. I want to request the Ministry of Finance, through the office of the Prime Minister, to create Karamoja a separate budget code, so that the money allocated to Karamoja, either through the mainstream budget of the national economy, should be ring-fenced and managed under a specific code.
His Excellency the President for having prioritized the construction of an airport in Kidepo. This is going to be so helpful to the people of Karamoja and Uganda. We are going to have over 100,000 tourists, and we are going to get money. This money is going to be injected in the economy of Karamoja, in the economy of Uganda, and the local communities surrounding the airport, surrounding the park, are going to benefit from so many.
The resident city commissioner of Jinja, Salim Komakech, has urged young people to prioritize education as a key driver of economic transformation and personal development. He made these remarks while addressing participants at a youth convention organized by the West Nile Christian Community Fellowship in Jinja City.
I want to call upon the public to treasure education. You cannot have a high-profile person in the personality of Archbishop Orombi move around talking if he had not had influence within the church and outside the church in this country. So education is the key Education influences the system. Education influences the environment. Education is the bedrock of transformation. And so this school, you are seeing it here, is a government-led UPE school that is one of the best performing schools in the country. We need to talk to ourselves the right language that our people and ourselves should adopt. The President of Uganda has been moving across the country preaching the gospel of poverty eradication, household income, the 4-acre model. In West Nile, we are not short of land, we are not short of resources.
Chairperson, West Nile Christian Community Fellowship. Now time for us to buy our own land and construct a model office for the business of the association, of the fellowship. We have now taken this drive to fundraise, to buy land and to build an office which will be for administrative, and we shall build a resource center, we shall build we shall also have a vocational training, especially for skilling for the youth.
The youth and school-going persons in Masabaland have been urged to take critical emphasis on the choices they make in the pursuit of their dreams if they are to make better and constructive lives. The Mbale City Resident Commissioner George William Wapua asserted that choices is a paramount determinant in one's destiny.
Majority of the country's citizens, leaders continue to emphasize values that promote discipline, responsibility, national unity, and positive citizenship among young people through patriotism program.
Viva! Viva! Rais wa Uganda! Viva! 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 Wazalendo wa Uganda! Viva!
Representing the Mbale City Resident Commissioner George William Wapua, the Assistant Resident City Commissioner for Northern Division Alfred Chebet cautioned the patriots against engaging in activities that could derail their ambitions and compromise their future aspiration.
As you continue pursuing your dreams, the choices that you make will determine either you become successful or you fail in life. If you choose other sex, there are consequences of other sex. Number one, you may catch HIV/AIDS or other sexually transmitted infections.
Chebet also reminded the students that patriotism begins with good character, encouraging them to remain committed to serving both God and their country through responsible conduct and leadership.
You will either choose to serve God or to serve the devil. You will choose to be disciplined, to be hardworking so that you become successful, or you choose to be indisciplined.
Bugisu Sub-Region Patriotism Coordinator Betty Namarome challenged the patriots to put into practice the knowledge and skills acquired during the training and remain focused on becoming productive citizens.
To hold the future of this country, we are doing all this, we have all gathered here to ensure that we really prepare you very well to take over this country. Tomorrow, you should be the ones to be in front of other people. So, take that seriously, keep healthy, work hard, remain focused, don't be diverted by vices like homosexuality for quick wealth.
School administrators equally urged the students to maintain high level of discipline and serve as role models within their schools and communities.
Are you going to be a patriot to be passed out, only to litter the compound with bottles?
Love Uganda. Serve Uganda. Sacrifice for Uganda.
The patriotism program was established in 2009 as a presidential initiative aimed at promoting love for the country, national unity, discipline, responsibility, and positive mindset among Ugandans, particularly the youths, as a foundation for socio-economic transformation. Yiga Muhammad, UBC, in Mbale City.
The Church of Uganda, in partnership with the Uganda Heart Institute, joined the rest of the world in commemorating World Environment Day 2026 by planting trees at Nakanonyi Church of Uganda Secondary School in Kayunga District. The initiative, held under the theme Climate Action Begins With You, Act Now, aimed at promoting environmental conservation, climate resilience and public health.
Said Environment, the Uganda Heart Institute is taking practical steps to promote a healthier and greener future. Speaking during the World Environment Day celebrations at Nakanyonyi Church of Uganda Secondary School, Dr. Cephas Mijumbi said environmental health and human health are closely linked, noting that clean air, safe water and a healthy environment are critical for preventing diseases, including cardiovascular illnesses.
Today's tree planting initiative is a practice in the healthier, greener, and more sustainable future. Trees play a vital role in improving air quality, mitigating climate change, preventing soil erosion, and creating healthier living environment for communities.
Dr. Mijumbi added that the initiative aligns with the government's National Development Plan 4, which prioritizes environmental sustainability and climate resilience. He also commended the Church of Uganda, the school administration, and the students for supporting the exercise.
Commemorate the World Environment Day 2026 under the theme of Climate Action Begins With You, Act Now. The government of Uganda, through the National Development Plan 4, has prioritized environmental sustainability.
Meanwhile, the director of Nakanyonyi Church of Uganda Secondary School, George Watita, expressed gratitude to the Uganda Heart Institute for selecting the school to host this year's celebrations.
And then Uganda Heart Institute, by support from National Forestry Authority. We are so grateful for this initiative. They have given us 200 fruit trees. Some of them are medicinal, and they have given us 1,000 trees, which would act as wood trees and for any other function, but will also help us to improve on the oxygen that we get in our environment.
Students who participated in the event also shared their commitment to environmental protection, emphasizing the importance of tree planting, proper waste management, and protecting natural resources for future generations.
I think because since we cannot avoid deforestation and cutting down trees, I think that the moment you cut one, you plant. Yes, that will be better so that we improve on the environment and then maintain sustainably.
This may not only be concerning the government or the students or any people in the area, but it concerns the nation at large, meaning it is a general response to all of us. We are all responsible for the community, we are all responsible for the environment we stay in. This firstly goes through the plastic waste which are thrown into community and society and the environment at large.
Hundreds of trees were planted during the exercise, with participants urged to take personal responsibility in nurturing them to maturity as part of efforts to combat climate change and safeguard public health. Mike Bakabulindi compiled this report.
Access to medical oxygen remains a challenge in many health facilities across Uganda, affecting emergency and critical care services. In a move aimed at improving healthcare delivery, the Rotary Club of Konge, Lukuli, in partnership with Bracas Medical Group, has donated and commissioned an oxygen plant worth $3,400 and Hope Clinic Konge, Lukuli, in Makindye Division.
Plant to improve more than 4,000 patients from Machinde Division and surrounding communities, Gavalanding site and nearby islands. There are emerging respiratory cases that require response to strength emergency and respiratory care services. Rotary Club of Kongelukuli and Abacus Medical Group have commissioned a $34,000 oxygen plant to improve health service delivery.
Putting in something that is under maternal and child health, looking at oxygen for life. For me, that I would like to commend the partnership that they chose. I know together we are going to impact more and we are going to change the world.
Benefit majority, mothers, children, and whoever would want this oxygen for free. You know, we breathe oxygen outside, where we are standing, we are breathing, but in case you develop that kind of difficulty, the Hope Clinic will be at your service to provide you with free oxygen.
The facility is expected to ease access to oxygen, reduce referrals, and save lives, especially among children, mothers, and critical ill patients.
That there was no any oxygen facility nearby, and Hope Clinic had to refer emergency cases to nearby hospitals like in Zambia, IHK, which the local community could not afford.
Think of the people who could just die here just for a simple reason that they missed oxygen for 7 to 10 minutes, and by the time they were being transferred to another facility with oxygen, they were already dead. So to think the impact this will have on the community through the mission you had is something I cannot see as an understatement.
The partnerships between the private sector and service organizations are vital in addressing healthcare gaps and improving patient outcome.
You see in many places the organizations start, grow and die themselves. But whereas this kind of activity as a Rotary or any other NGO organization to live forever, the motto should be good, and the principles should be good, and service to the community is the best.
Patients sought oxygen services from distant facilities. Health workers said the oxygen plant will improve capacity to respond to emergencies.
Realizing that there are some gaps, they have been able to come together to mobilize resources and look after Ugandans.
It represents hope, compassion, and commitment to the well-being of our people.
Susan Nabugude for UBC News.
And that's it for today. Till the next episode.
It's our mission to secure your money.
Protecting your money is as important as earning it. It is for this reason that the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda, DPF, was established by the government of Uganda to provide deposit protection to customers of regulated financial institutions. In the unlikely event that your commercial bank, credit institution or microfinance deposit-taking institution fails, the DPF will pay you up to 10 million Uganda shillings. Keep your personal information such as national identification number, mobile phone or an alternative bank account updated with your banker. Terms and conditions apply. For more information, contact DPF at Aha Towers, Plot 7 Lodell Road, Kampala. Call 0312-206 400 or visit our website at www.dpf.or.ug.
Today we are in Makerere College School, and we've got our winner, and that is none other than Michelle. I am sure you've already gotten the school fees, and the excitement is already there. Thank you so much.
bituufu gyebiri. Michelle has won school fees for a year. Nebaza abamomo. 3-term fees cleared.
You can also stand a chance to win. You simply have to dial *165 *80# or use the Momo app. Schools that accept students to pay school fees using Momo also stand a chance to win a van. Pay your school fees. You never know. You could be the lucky winner.
Makerere Institute for Social Development, a certified institution for higher learning, invites applicants for certificates and diploma courses like accounting and finance, procurement, journalism, tailoring and fashion design, with many other skills-tailored courses.
Our institution is compliant. First of all, it is recognized by National Council for Higher Education. We are certified. The registration number is UBD 187.
Tested and tried since 1995, Makerere Institute for Social Development is your solution when it comes to quality education.
You may apply for January, May, August intakes. Find us along Sir Apollo Kagwa Road, opposite Makerere University Sports Ground. Our tuition is affordable with a state-of-art facilities. Early birds stand a chance to grab themselves bursaries. MISD or Makerere Institute for Social Development, facilitating your career.
Uganda, it's time to move for a cause. Join the Olympic Day Tokyo Run 2026 on 20th of June in Bushenyi under the theme Move, Learn and Discover for Nutrition Care. Choose your challenge, 5 km, 10 km or 21 km, and take part in a nationwide movement promoting nutrition, wellness and hope. Every step supports Ugandan athletes on their road to Dakar 2026. The chief runner is His Excellency President General Yoweri Kaguta Tibuhaburwa Museveni. Get your official run kit today for only 35,000 Uganda shillings. Powered by Toke and the Presidential Initiative on Banana Industrial Development in partnership with Uganda Olympic Committee. Run for nutrition. Run for Uganda. Call or WhatsApp 0782-009-302 or 0774-450-125.
Step into elegance, step into confidence, step into La Vie Boutique. Located at Grand Imperial Hotel, Shop 6 and 8, right behind Bank of Uganda, La Vie Boutique brings you high-class corporate and casual wear for men. From sharp designer suits and crisp shirts to stylish casual t-shirts, tracksuits, shoes and accessories, we've got everything to make you stand out. Call us on 0772 419 181 or 0705 555 558. La Vie Boutique, where class meets style.
Welcome back. You're still watching the weekly news roundup edition of the Lunchtime News. Religious leaders under the Generation Pastors Network have called upon pastors across the country to embrace unity and hard work, warning that persistent conflict among church leaders is weakening the body of Christ and limiting community transformation. We have more details in this report.
Toward many pastors are losing focus by spending valuable time on conflicts that offer no social, spiritual or economic benefit. They urge church leaders to redirect their efforts toward empowering believers, strengthening families, and promoting development within their communities.
Please, pastors, let us work in unity. The Bible says, see how good it is for us to be together. It's where the anointing comes from. It's where the blessing comes from. So when we come together as pastors, it's going to help us to defeat the enemy. It will help us. It helps the church to grow. Let us not be divided. Let us be one as pastors, the body of Christ.
Who casts you? Do you have one school? Do you have one school born again?
The remarks were made during a gathering that attracted hundreds of pastors from different denominations. Participants emphasized the importance of building strong networks and promote cooperation mentorship, and mutual support among religious leaders. They stressed that financial empowerment would enable pastors to better serve their congregations and contribute meaningfully to national development.
Pastors, we have to rise up and work. Let's join hands as a team. Let's also be known in our country, Uganda, so that we are also given assistance to enable us start up income generating projects, which will enable us to better our lives, to get out of poverty.
Meanwhile, organizers announced that the Generation Pastors Network Crusade, which had been scheduled for 12th June, has been postponed to August this year, following concerns related to the Ebola outbreak.
Olunaku lwaffe olwabadde nga 12 omwezi guno ogw'omukaaga lwayongezeddwayo mpaka last week omwezi ogw'omunaana. Nga bw'omanyi ekiri mu ggwanga Uganda waliwo ekirwadde ekyatuzingako, ekirwadde ky'Ebola. So ab'ebyobulamu Ministry of Health yatuwabudde nti tusobola okwongezaayo olw'okutaasa obulamu bw'Abannayuganda, olw'okuba tunaffe twagala Uganda yaffe ate twagala abantu be tusumba bebe nga balamu.
The LC3 chairperson of Njeru Municipality, Yafe Simasa, has called upon factories operating within the municipality to support students' education as part of their corporate social responsibility. He made this appeal during the swearing-in ceremony of councillors held at the division offices in Wakisi, emphasizing that the need for industries to give back to the community and invest in the future of young learners. The LC3 chairperson of Njeru Municipality, Yafe Simasa, has also called upon factories operating within the municipality to support students' education as part of their corporate social responsibility.
Woman Councillor Konko Ward, Wakisi Division, and I've been elected as a Deputy Speaker, Wakisi Division. I promise the people of Wakisi and all the people who will come across to me that I'll be working with you, not limiting everyone, but I'll work with you in unity.
Mayor Division and Yanga Division, basaba tukolera wamu amakolero gaze mu bitundu byaffe naye amakolero gano gatuwe social responsibility gadiza ku bantu baffe ano tuleme kutwalayo bintu nga tweyagaliza ffekka naye tugendeyo nga tugenda kusakira abantu.
The local parish priest at St. Joseph's Catholic Church in PG, Parish Reverend Father Deogracius Kiwi, has appealed to the working class people to plan for their future early in terms of investing and productive ventures. Father Mukiwi was speaking during the launch of Makuku Gardens in Mpigi district.
To invest for the future early enough in order to avoid late struggles in life. This was echoed by the parish priest, St. Joseph's Catholic Church, Mpigi Parish, Reverend Father Deogracius Chivi, during the launch of the Makuku Gardens in Mpigi district. Father Chivi praised the proprietor of Makuku Gardens, CPA Charles Kabunga, for putting up an investment that does not only benefit himself and family, but other Ugandans.
I want to encourage each one of you to plan. The best way to prepare for change is to plan. If you don't plan, change will plan you, and the change will change your plan. So I want to encourage you to work hard and to use your time. This man here, I think he will retire here. We're having so many Ugandans who have been in big offices, big positions, and they have been earning money for a long period of time. But until now, they have no retirement homes.
CPA Charles Kabunga appealed to other Ugandans to consider investments that can help to employ the young population.
Brings the opportunity to see the younger generation
the chance that you can be employed within your location, within your locality. It gives the younger generation to know that you don't need to move very far to find employment.
A place like Makuku promotes tourism, local tourism in Uganda, but it also helps the youth to get employed. I've seen a number of girls and boys here employed, and I think that's very important for our society.
Makuku Gardens provides a unique environment for both international and local tourists.
The most exciting thing is I've seen a number of animals I rarely see outside or in the general public. I've seen birds I don't usually see. I've seen other animals I don't usually see, and it has really excited me.
CPA Charles Kabunga applauded government for supporting local investors. For UBC News, Sarah Natolo.
Thank you very much for being a lovely audience. This brings us to the end of our UBC Weekly News Roundup edition of the Lunchtime News. My name is Wadulo Arnold Mark. I do compel you to catch up with more news updates in our Kiswahili, Luganda and English bulletins later at 8 and 10 p.m. in English. My name is Wadulo once again, and have yourselves a good afternoon.